Hey guys, so it's January 2019 and I have, hopefully you've already seen the life update that I've posted about basically what's been going on since the last time we spoke. Now I want to kind of sit down and talk about my pre-op stuff for bariatric surgery and the process that I'm going through to have it approved by insurance and all the different things that I have to do to get ready for the surgery. So I mentioned in the life update video that we live here in North Carolina. I had started, we got transferred here to North Carolina last summer. In August, I went and met my new primary doctor, just needed a primary doctor. And so she kind of started talking about options for bariatric surgery. And it's something that I had been thinking about for quite a while. So it felt kind of like fate that to have a doctor bring it up to me when I had been so nervous about talking to any of my doctors about it before. Didn't know how they would respond, how they would treat me, what they would make me do before they would tell me it was okay to get surgery. So yeah, so she's the one who started the conversation, and I'm like, whoa, this is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, something I've been thinking about for a very long time. Initially, I want to say a year or so ago, I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm going to talk to my doctor. I'm going to do what I need to do to get the surgery done. But we were also trying to conceive, and I was very torn on whether or not I wanted to try to have another baby, then get the surgery. Because once you have the surgery, it's 18 months to 2 years after your surgery that you have to wait before you can try to conceive or get pregnant. And so, I didn't want to wait that long. I wanted my daughter to have a sibling that was closer to her in age, and we wasted a year and a half or so trying to conceive, and I know I'm just not going to get pregnant without losing this weight first and getting my body healthy. I just kept thinking I was going to get pregnant and that, you know, things would go the way that I wanted them to, get pregnant, have another kid, and then get the surgery. But it's not, I know it's not going to work that way unless I get healthy and get the weight off and kind of reverse some of this PCOS stuff. So here we are. So August, I had my insurance requires 4 nutrition appointments or appointments with a nutritionist and 4 months of documented dieting. So August was my first one. September, hurricane hit. I was evacuated, missed that second appointment, the second month. So then my second appointment got moved to October. Then my third appointment was in November. And the first week of November, I went to my surgery seminar. What did I say? First week of December, I said that right. Okay, so the first week of December, I had my surgery seminar. I think it was like a Monday. And that's also a requirement by my insurance, is that you attend a informational seminar about the different surgeries and the options, the risks, all of that. So went to that. That was held by the 2 surgeons that run the surgery center, and I got to choose between the 2 surgeons which one I wanted to be my surgeon. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff that they talked about that I hadn't already researched and found out about. I did have a few questions for them regarding like surgery stuff, like the staples and the cuts and different things like that, but other than that, I really didn't learn a whole lot except for which doctor I liked the most. And so I picked my doctor that I wanted. And the next day after the seminar, I had my 4th and final nutrition appointment. And the day after that, I had my first surgery consult. It was a very busy week, and I felt like all of this like energy and enthusiasm, like yes, I want to have the surgery. It's like as soon as possible, and I'm ready to go. And yeah, so, but that was right before the holidays, Christmas and all of that. So holidays kind of slowed things down a bit. Had my surgery consult, and that went really well. I really like the doctor that I chose, and he feels that I am a very good candidate for the surgery. We're going to go for the VSG, the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and so I might insert some pictures here of what the surgery looks like, or just kind of show you in my book because they kind of go over all of that. But at that surgery consult, I got this booklet, like this folder, has all kinds of stuff in here, and also a book. In this book, there's a checklist. I'll go over that here in a minute. Anyway, so surgery consult, then literally the next day, I got a phone call from the psychiatrist, which I have to have a psych consult, is one of the things on the checklist. And they said they couldn't get me until January 14th. And I was just kind of like, ugh, I really wanted to like move. Because I got the hard part over already. You have to do the 4 months of nutrition appointments and dieting. And that's what takes like the longest. Everything else, it just gets done really quick. So anyway, I'm like, okay, so definitely won't be having the surgery at the beginning of January. Probably be the end of January. Well, then I got a packet in the mail from the surgeon's office. That's in here somewhere. Anyway, so it basically had all of my referrals that I needed for testing and my appointment for my endoscope, because I have to have a scope of my stomach and esophagus. Like I said, I'll kind of go over the checklist with you, but that's scheduled for the 30th of January. So I'm like, oh, so it's not going to be the end of January. And then I have to do a 2-week pre-op diet before. So hypothetically, the very last thing I do on the checklist is the endoscope on the 30th. And then I immediately start the 2-week diet. I wouldn't be getting the surgery till mid or end of February. So it keeps constantly moving, but I'm trying to be, you know, I mean, I've waited my whole life for this. I've been in a diet since I was 8 years old. You know, it's gonna take time, I know, but I get very anxious and excited about it because I feel like I've gone through like every emotion that I could possibly go through anticipating the surgery, you know, fear and just excitement and nervousness and just everything that you could possibly feel I've felt about the surgery. And I've kind of overcome all of the fears that I've had, and I am just ready. I feel like I've researched enough and I've prepared enough, and I just want to go tomorrow and get it done already. You know, I want to get through that painful post-op healing and just be myself again, but a better me, I guess is what I could say. So that's what I have anticipated for the rest of this month is the 9th of this week. So in 2 days, I'm going to another appointment with a nutritionist, and they basically will give me my letter of medical necessity. Basically her and my primary saying, yes, we think Ashley should have the surgery and that she's a good candidate for it. So that's one of the things on the list. So I'm gonna go over the list with you. I'm not quite sure how to do this without actually moving my camera and whatnot, but it's just the checklist in the first page of the booklet. And what else do they have in here? Just all of the contact information for my surgeon, the hospital, all the hospital's contact information, the team, goes over my pre-op journey, the diet, the pre-op diet, the complications of the surgery. They give you examples of the preoperative diet. They go over each of the bariatric procedures. So this is going to be the lap band up here, device they insert to kind of restrict the amount of food that you can intake. This is the sleeve. They're going to remove this portion of my stomach, and then I'm just basically going to have this sleeve left over. It's like this is the most the least invasive. This is the second, and then of course the full gastric bypass. Some people call it RNY. They cut here, reroute to your small intestines. You leave that part of the stomach in. Me, I'm gonna have the stomach removed and thrown away. And then this is just gonna be permanent. Here, obviously it's a very invasive surgery. They do a lot of different incisions and cuts in parts of your intestines and whatnot. But sometimes for people who have a very high BMI or have, you know, diabetes, this is a better option for them. But right now, this is where I'm at with the sleeve. So this is the surgery I'll be getting. And so it goes over in the booklet each surgery. Basically, they went over all of this stuff in the seminar. And then with me preparing to want to get the surgery, I've done tons of research. And not just research as, you know, going online and reading medical stuff. I've done a lot of following different people on Instagram, following different people on YouTube, getting a real idea of what it's going to be like in the everyday real life of somebody who is a mom or a wife or whatever. So then they go over your day of surgery, your recovery room, your post diet, follow-up care, everything. Goes over everything. And so I've read this front and back, and of course they have, you know, some post-op diet tips and foods and all different kinds of stuff. And so yeah, nice little booklet they gave me inside of this packet. And in this packet or folder, I have information about my doctor, the other doctor, a BMI chart, some information about support groups, which I'll be doing soon. They require post-op for me to do 3 months of a support group, like a weight loss support group or whatever, for bariatric surgery, but I personally want to do that and will do it as long as I feel I need to. Yeah. And then I keep all of my like approvals from insurance, referrals, all that stuff in here as well. So the video is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna just go over the list with you quickly. This is the pre-op insurance requirement checklist that I have to complete. Once it's completed, I submit everything to the insurance company, and then at that point they decide if they want to pay for it or not. So number one, I have to attend an educational seminar. I did that already. I have to have an initial consult with my surgeon. Done that already. I need a letter of medical necessity from my primary care doctor, which I am doing on the 9th of this month. I need 2 years of documented weight history. So I have to have medical history from a doctor's office saying, you know, showing that they weighed me on dates throughout the past 2 years that shows that I have been at this BMI higher or at a BMI that the surgery requires or whatever. Basically just have to prove that I didn't just gain all this weight in the last year or whatever and whatnot. So I need lab work, blood work. I need a chest x-ray, EKG, and that lab work, x-ray, EKG, those tests are only good for 30 days. So that's the very last things that I will do. I have all the referrals and everything, and I live right across the street from the base where they have the medical. So essentially once I've completed everything on the list, I'll go across the street, get my blood drawn, have a chest x-ray and an EKG. It'll probably take like half an hour, and then I'll be good to go. Psychiatric evaluation, they just basically need to say that I'm mentally sane enough to make this type of medical decision, life-changing body altercation or whatever. And that is scheduled for the 14th of this month. Nutrition consult, my insurance requires 4. I've done all 4 of those. I have to have an upper endoscope or endoscopy. They're gonna go with the camera. They're gonna sedate me, go in with the camera down my throat, look at my esophagus and stomach, make sure there isn't any things in there that would prevent them from doing the surgery without having to cut into me and then realizing it mid-surgery. And that is scheduled for the 30th of this month. I have to complete the 6-month diet or 4-month diet, which my insurance required. Done that. I have to start doing the support groups, and then I have to have 3 months of attendance after surgery. So technically that's not, I don't know why they put it on the checklist, but I guess I have the information so I can check that off. I can't be a smoker. They do not do the surgery on, I'm not sure if it's all surgeons or just my particular group of surgeons, but they absolutely will not, do the surgery on someone who smokes. So if you smoke, you have to quit, like 0 tolerance on that. And then it says, after all of the above is completed, call us to schedule your history and physical appointment with your surgeon. So once I've completed all of this upper checklist, I'll make an appointment with the surgeon again, and then they will go over my history, do a physical on me, get insurance authorization, satisfy any financial or obligation of surgery fee, and then schedule my surgery. So like I said, I've gotten many things checked off on the list, and here in the coming weeks, even more. So basically right now it's just a waiting game. Go to these appointments, have the scope done, and then I'll do the 2-week I'll schedule the surgery. 2 weeks prior to that, I will do a low carb diet. It's kind of essentially keto, but they allow 40 grams of carbs a day. So it's twice of what you get with keto, but I feel like I'm gonna do okay with that, because if I can do keto, then I could do 40 grams of carbs a day. So, and my surgeon does not require the liquid diet that a lot of surgeons do. They don't feel, basically what the PreOp diet does is it shrinks your liver, and a low carb diet will give you that result, as well as a liquid diet. So instead of suffering through a liquid diet for 2 weeks prior to the surgery, then having the surgery and doing 2 weeks of liquid diet again, you know, your whole month of a liquid diet, and then, you know, pureed and soft foods and whatnot. So anyway, that's basically what I wanted to cover in this video, was to let you know what's been going on, where I'm at in the process, how close I am to surgery, and I would like to continue to make videos on this. I want to continue to let you guys follow my journey. I want to help as many people as I can who are looking to do it themselves. And then I feel like having the support of everyone here while I'm on my journey is going to help me a lot. So I look forward to making these videos and keeping you guys updated. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If I have an answer for them, I will give it to you. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.